Today I'm going to show you how to make a quick and easy crate terrain piece using materials you might have at home or materials that should be available to you in your local stores. With that being said, let's get started. In my latest video, I talked about moving out, and I was walking my dog in my new place and noticed this crate that was in the back of my neighbor's yard. I think they use it for storage, but it gave me the idea that I could probably make something similar to this using stuff that I had. So I went ahead and grabbed some of these skinny sticks I found at Walmart, just wood sticks essentially, and I measured some out, grabbed a buoy to make sure the scale was right. You can do different size boxes for different size models. For this project I used a orc buoy. Next thing I did was grab an orc buoy and use that to figure out the width of the box. I wanted to make sure at least 2 or 3 models could fit behind the box. Then I grabbed my ruler, made sure the line was straight, grabbed some pliers, and cut that out. We're going to use this one stick as a guide for the rest of the sticks. Keep in mind we're doing 4 sides, so you're going to want to do this to cut out a lot of sticks at once. Once you have the size of the box correct, we're going to grab another piece of the stick, use that as a brace for the box, just to make it easier to put it all together. So just going to cut that out to length, super glue it to the back. Once you have all 4 sides done, we're going to grab another stick and measure the height of the box. Once that's done, grab your ruler, make sure the line is nice and straight, cut that out and use that as a guide to make about 8 sticks total. We're using 2 sticks for each side. That's 4 sides for a square box, so that's 8 in total. I passed my math class, guys. Here's how we're going to line up the sides of the box with these little sticks that we just cut out. We're going to make sure we leave an area exposed so we can glue on the next side and keep repeating that pattern until you get a box shape. Here's how it'll look once you're done with gluing the stick to one of the sides of the crates. Once that's done, you're going to grab another side of the crate and line it up so that you make a 90-degree angle, or as best as you can. Once you get that done, you're going to grab the other 4 sticks and line up the angles here on the outsides to form a corner. Here's how it'll look. I added some more pieces of wood towards the tops and the bottoms. This is totally optional, you can do that if you want. Now that that's done, we're going to grab the box and some cardboard. I have this cardboard from a shipping box that I just cut the lid off of, and we're going to use that as the roof. So once we have the box lined up, we're going to go around it with a pencil and then grab some scissors and cut that out. Now we're going to go ahead and take the backing off of one side of the cardboard. Go as carefully as possible, but it's okay if you get these leftover bits. What I do is use the back of a pencil to kind of just scrape them off. That's the easiest method I've found. And here's how it should look once you're done. Now we're going to go ahead and use some Mod Podge to cover up one side of the cardboard. We're going to wait for that to dry, and then we're going to flip it and get the back side as well. The reason we're doing this is because we're going to be using a lot of paint and some shades as well, so we want to make sure it doesn't mess up the texture. Grab some gray paint, I use this craft paint, and some wood color paint, whatever you can find is fine. We're going to mix both of those together and then grab some water and dilute it. The reason we're doing this is more going to be like a shade for the wood texture that's already on the sticks, more than an actual paint that we're doing over it. So once that's done, we're going to start painting it. Make sure that you go with the grain. I didn't like how brown it looked, so I ended up going in with some more watered down gray paint, testing the inside first to make sure it was a good color. and then I just continued and colored the rest of the box again. Here's how it looked after the first coat, and here's the second coat. Next, we're going to grab some gunmetal paint. I use this craft paint. And these paints, it's a dark brown, a smoke, and a bone colored. Also some Ryza rust. So for the roof, we're going to start off with a gunmetal paint. We're going to make sure we do one side first, wait for that to dry, then we're going to flip that over and do the other side as well. I had this rusty primer that I wanted to try out. This is optional, but here's how it turned out after a quick coat. Next, we're going to grab our dark brown paint and our smoke paint as well. We're going to just dilute these to kind of prepare for the following step. We're actually going to start off with the Ryza rust first, and then use these browns to kind of go over it. So here's the Ryza rust. Make sure you go pretty heavy-handed on the Ryza rust onto the roof, because once we put the browns over it, it'll kind of bring that brightness down a little bit. So don't worry if it looks too orange. Here's me stippling on some of that brown paint. We're going to also make sure we hit the back of the roof, so this way it doesn't look too brand new on one side and, you know, all rusty on the other. Now we're going to grab that bone color and go over one side of the box. I noticed that the box that's outside of my neighbor's yard was kind of sun damaged on one side, so that side was a little brighter than the other three sides. So once we get it to a good consistency, we're going to test it, and then only do one side, going with the grain again. Next, we're going to grab some Biel Tan Green and Agrax Earthshade. We're going to start off with diluting the Biel Tan Green first, and hitting the side that was sun damaged on the box. I noticed that that was a side that was a little green for some reason, so I hit that side, and then also started hitting the corners that it's attached to, because I noticed some green colors there too when I saw the box outside. And here's how it looked once it was done. Now we're going to make it a little grimier by getting the Agrax Earthshade and just putting it all over the box, as well as the roof. Now on to the final step. We're going to grab this super glue. Now that everything's dry, we're going to go around the top of the box and just put the roof on. Make sure that you apply a good amount of pressure on each of the points where you're putting the glue, just to make sure that the roof doesn't come off later. And then once the glue is actually dry, it's ready for the tabletop, so you're good to go. Here's the finished product. As you can see, it provides great cover. Would definitely be cool for some kill team games or some 40k games. It's a great piece of scatter terrain. If you wanted to, you can also put a base on it like I did, and put some scrap bits on the side. Definitely gives it more of an orky feel. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, or follow me on Instagram and Reddit. The links will be in the bio. But until then, see you guys next time. Later.